I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Beneath the Mask has got to be one of the best songs to use for stream because it's not gonna get you DMCA'd. It's a vibe. Just it's perfect for the purpose that I need it for. What's up? My Burger King cup, don't judge me. Wanted a Whopper. Anyway, now I know I said in the stream category that I'd be playing Dragon Ball FighterZ, but I'm not ready to start doing that again yet. I do not think that I have touched Dragon Ball FighterZ once so far in this new year. And honestly, I think it might go back even further, right? Because I don't play ranked anymore at all. I'm a god of destruction in that game. I've done what I came to do. I have no reason to ever play ranked again on my main account unless I just decided to keep going and try to get to Zeno, but it took me a year and a half to get to God of Destruction. I don't want to play for 2 more years. But I was going through this this thing I like to call I don't want to play this game anymore, right? And so I just kind of stopped playing it, you know? And that's really, it's just, it's how I felt. I don't play the game, and then Toei started acting stupid. So, yeah, I'm not totally unwilling to come back to the game. I probably will soon, but it's gonna be in a different capacity than it used to be. Because I'm very rusty. I haven't touched the game in months. I haven't played ranked in like 6 months. Like the moment that I hit God of Destruction, I think is a clip here on the channel. I'm not actually sure, but I was still like streaming really regularly at the time. So that lets you know it's been a while. And that was the last time I ever touched ranked on that account. But a lot of us, let's talk about why we're here today. A lot of us reasonably assumed that Gogeta would be the last character added to Dragon Ball FighterZ. He ended season 3. He fits beautifully at the bottom of the character select screen, right in the middle. Perfect. 43 character roster. Gogeta fits in like a glove. But we're going for 44. They're adding another character. It's Android 21 in her good form, which I find interesting. I find it very interesting because they're gonna have to do something very creative with her moveset, obviously, because she doesn't have a tail, as in her human form or her humanoid for her whatever. And her tail is a large part of her moveset in Majin form, so I'm very curious to see what she's gonna be like. Am I gonna be playing the game when she comes out? Who knows? But in honor of her upcoming release, I thought it would be cool if we did a tier list of all the characters in Dragon Ball FighterZ. That way, if there's anybody out there who wants to get into FighterZ, or wants to come back to FighterZ and go through a character crisis, whatever the situation may be, I can help you get started. I have a beautiful little tier list here, and we are going to sort it out. Should I keep the music on? I'll keep it on, but I'll turn it down a bit. I'm actually concerned, so let me see. I didn't actually check and see which screen was going to be reflected. Good. It's the right screen. One moment, please. I keep saying that when I'm at work. And I'm working. So here you have all 43 characters that are currently in Dragon Ball FighterZ. From Super Saiyan Goku all the way to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. A lot of characters. A lot of characters to put in certain places. We're gonna go ahead and just start with the first guy here, Android 16. I'm gonna be judging these characters based on a few things, honestly. Can they zone? Yo, what's good? Can they zone? Do they have good pressure? Do they have good mix? Do they fit well with just about any team that you want to create? And how do they work solo? I don't want to judge things based on like how good their supers are, how good their damage is, stuff like that, because damage is kind of nebulized in this game, and supers are a hit and miss for every character. Every character basically at least has one super that's not that great. So starting with Android 16, Perfect Cell and 18 are the only ones at the top. Actually, do you have ADHD and your birthday was on Monday? Well, happy belated birthday. I have not received any mental diagnosis, but there's a few things that I'm pretty sure I have, but I also don't want to self-diagnose because that's icky. So I would like to get an evaluation soon. Android 16, if we're being totally honest, has terrible block pressure. All of his moves are super telegraphed. You can see what he's about to do from a mile away. And if he's going to grab, he's pretty easy to react to. He doesn't have very good armor on his grabs like Z Broly does. The only thing that he's really good with is locking down the air. It's hard to jump in on him. It's hard to jump out of his block strings, stuff like that. If you jump near him, he will dunk you, and that's his best trait. But he also really relies on assists, especially if he's going to try to cross the screen to get to you. Because if you block his round start 5H, which every Android 16 player does, he's out of options. So, for those reasons, I'm going to stick him in B for now. Okay, first of all, so we have S all the way to D. I don't think there are any characters in Dragon Ball FighterZ who are worse than a C. So don't expect me to put anybody down in D, because the worst character in Dragon Ball FighterZ, who I'm going to let you know right now, I think is Videl. It's still better than Dan Hibiki in Street Fighter 4, you know what I mean? Like, the worst character in this game is still better than the worst character in a lot of other games. Panda. Anyway, Android 17, he's got great pressure, especially with his that he can just jump around the screen for some reason. He has a fast fall, which is great for combo extensions, into assist, stuff like that. But without assist, he still works really well. And he's got great mix as a result of being able to, like, in the middle of his block string, jump away from you. And he has a Rekka, which is the best Rekka in the game, and it's actually really hard to predict. Even though there's only 2 overhead moves that he can do in the Rekka, they come out really quick, and they can be canceled out of. So he can go up, like he's about to hit you overhead, and then just hit the floor and hit you low because you started blocking high. He's got great mix. He can also put up a force field in the middle of that Rekka to challenge you, to punish you if you want to challenge. He's got great tools. He works really well on his own, and I think his zoning is probably like the worst thing about him. So if we're being honest, most of the characters in this game have really shit zoning. And you know, that's just how that is. Only like Frieza and Z Broly have great zoning, but at least like there's characters that have a beam rather than just a key blast. Android 17, unfortunately, he can't do much to you from opposite sides of the screen, but he's still a very good character for a lot of reasons, so I'm going to stick him in A. Android 18. I know that that's going to bother a lot of Android 18 players if they ever come and watch this VOD, but the thing about Android 18 is that she's worthless by herself. She's so worthless by herself that one of her abilities is summoning Android 17. Her combos also, you have to choose between optimal and functional. And that's really unfortunate for a character like that, because she has great zoning tools, she has great pressure options, stuff like that, but her combos do not get very high damage. It's hard to get sliding knockdown with her. She just doesn't function the way that you would want a fighting game character in a fast-paced game like Dragon Ball FighterZ to function. She's crippled in too many areas. Android 21 is a contender for the best character in the game. She has godly mix, godly pressure. She's phenomenal as an anchor. She's even better with assists. Her zoning is actually really good too, especially because if she grabs you, which she's very likely going to do because she can grab you out of the air right when you attack, she can grab you on the ground. There's a lot of ways that she can steal moves from you, and then she can just lock down the entire screen. And she's incredibly difficult to block. And a dangerous Android 20, or like a skilled Android 21 player is one of the most dangerous players you'll ever see in Dragon Ball Fight. I don't care how good the other characters are. Somebody that is really, really effective with Android 21 will 10-0 you. Unless you're just as good with Android 21 and you're using her at the time. Bardock, my boy, my comeback king. He's not better than 7. They came out at the same time, I think, though. Here's the thing about Bardock. He's been my guy for a long time. I started playing him shortly after Season 3 started because Bardock is just one of my favorite characters in all of Dragon Ball. And, you know, he's been there for all of my great rank ups. You know, Super Saiyan God, Living Legend, Super Saiyan Blue Evolved, and God of Destruction. But he's not good. Bardock sucks. They've nerfed him into oblivion. He has no pressure, no mix. He can't zone. He's an okay anchor, but the tools that he has at his disposal, Lariat and Spin, they're not going to help you against characters like Cooler, Z Broly, Gogeta, UI Goku. Like one-on-one matchups between Bardock and just about any other character in the game are almost guaranteed to get Bardock killed unless you're a better Bardock than that person is or whatever character they're playing, or your opponent just gets really impatient. I've made some crazy comebacks. I've made 1v3 comebacks against Z Broly with Bardock, but it's not because Bardock's good. It's because I am just really cool under pressure in this game, and if I'm patient enough, I can count on my opponent to make a critical mistake that will get them killed. That's just how that works. But none of that is to say that Bardock is good. He's also not bad. You know, if you want to play Bardock, play Bardock. You know, he's got plenty of tools at his disposal. They're just not very good. You shouldn't be... If you're going to play him point. Don't play him anchor like I do. I play Bardock anchor because I'm stubborn. Now, Beerus-sama. He's also not very good. Which is unfortunate because Beerus is such a cool character. The thing with Beerus, though, what it really comes down to, I'm realizing this is in mostly alphabetical order for a while. Broly, Captain Ginyu, Cell, Cooler, Frieza, Gogeta, Gohan, Goku Black. That's cool. Anyway, the thing about Beerus, he has no pressure. He has no mix. All he's really... What you can expect to see from a Beerus player comes down to round start 2M, because his 2M is freakish. Some orbs, because his zoning isn't that bad. But if you can anticipate it, you can just super dash at the moment that he goes to place the orbs, and you'll beat him. And if you block enough of his hits, he'll just DP. Because Beerus's DP hits both sides. And it is kind of hard to like not get hit by if he throws it out in a block stream, because it just puts the orbs on the screen and they stay there. But if you catch a Beerus player off guard, they'll fold. It will melt. They'll dissolve entirely. It's not even like it's really nothing. It's really nothing. He also just has really whack combos. Not very good. Now, Super Broly. A lot of people might disagree with me putting him in S. I say Super Broly's top 10 in the game. I think he has great mix because he has 3 different grabs that he can do on the ground. And one of them is damn near unreactable. His low grab is so hard to react to. And with his 2M Stomp Barrage, he can set you up for a guessing game. You block the first 2, sure, you can try to punish, but good luck, because that 2M is low crushing, so you can't beat it with a 2L or a 2M. What are you gonna do? 5L? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. He has great options to get out of the guy situations where he might overextend. He works really well with assists, but he doesn't exactly need them. He has some of the longest combos in the game. If you start getting comboed by a good Super Broly player like me, you can just go and like make a creme brulee and come back and you're still getting comboed. Like, it's ridiculous. But I think the damage boost that he gets from using his level 3 is really good. I think that he could benefit from having at least one more armored move. He only has 2. And I think that's not fair because Z Broly has armor on everything he does. But it's whatever. Broly's got good ranged options. He's hard to close in on. He's hard to jump in on. He's hard to block against. A really good Z Broly player can make you have a really bad time. So I think he's an S tier character. Not one of the best in the game, but he's in the upper 10. He might be number 10. You know, I feel like that's fair to say. Now Z Broly. You know what? Actually, after the season 3.5 patch, I would not consider him to be a contender for best in the game anymore. I think he had one too many things, not exactly taken away from him, but the thing about Z Broly is that he's most effective when he's just bullying you. When you can't do anything against his overwhelming block pressure or his mix-up, that's when he's at his best. But a lot of characters have more options now. Yes, he still has ridiculous damage. He can still delay his specials and his normals. He can still armor through just about anything you do, unless you hit him fast enough. But you can still super dash his grabs. There's still things you can do, you know? Z Broly is not as terrifying as he used to be. If you have a character like Goku Black, Adult Gohan, Super Saiyan Goku, Blue Vegeta, Super Saiyan Vegeta, Vegito, Base Vegeta, Base Goku, Goku GT, Goku Black, Cell. There's just too many characters who can counter him now. Bardock still can't, but a lot of other characters can now, and I think that's a good thing. I think Broly was dominating the top of the tier list for way too long. Way too long. Captain Ginyu, his mix really comes from just using the Ginyu Force well, and I don't know how to do that. But at the same time, if you're not afraid of the Ginyu Force, there's not a whole lot Ginyu can do. All he can hope to do is plant his feet and 2H you if he super dash on like the purple comet or whatever. But I think, you know what? No, A's too high for Ginyu. He's not a bad character. There's just nothing to him. He's very simple to pick up and play. And he's also just, like, I don't think I've really lost to that many Captain Ginyus over the course of me playing Dragon Ball FighterZ. I might have been beaten by like 5, maybe 10 Captain Ginyu players in the thousands of matches that I've played. So, make of that what you will. Cell would be an S tier if he had better air combos. Cell's corner carry combo, amazing. But he needs corner if he's going to do an effective air combo. And that kind of makes him not as viable as a lot of other characters. But he's great. Got great pressure, great mix. Works really well as an anchor. Even better with assists. You can stick him on just about any team and he'll function just as well. And when he gets hit, he's like, "Arr!" My favorite thing about him. Cell's just a great character all around. You know, I would not say he's a beginner-friendly character. I think you should get acquainted with how to play the game a little bit before you try to pick up Cell, because he does not have a traditional J2H. Neither do half of the characters on here so far, by the way. 16 doesn't have a traditional J2H. Neither does Beerus. Neither does Cell. Neither do either of the Brolys. So half the characters that you see here, you can't do the universal combo with. So I wish it would stop calling it the universal combo, because half the roster can't do it. Cooler. I'd say he's also B tier. I'm just putting them in the tiers right now. I'll arrange them from best to worst when I'm done with that. Cooler's just a slightly better Frieza, and Frieza sucks. So it's like, I'll say everything I need to say about Cooler when I do Frieza. Frieza, C tier. Great zoning, not great block pressure, not great mix. And that's pretty much all there is to say about Frieza. And the thing about Cooler is that he also has great zoning, but really bad pressure. All you have to do is block low for a while, and then block the dive kick, or block the DP, and Cooler's gonna die. Neither of these characters are very good. They're very easy to wait out, very easy to bait out, and once you get them to make the mistake that you've been waiting for the whole match, they're off the board. Only thing Frieza has going for him is Golden Frieza, but you have to practice Golden Frieza like crazy because his controls just work differently, and he has access to all types of new mix-up tools and stuff like that. But Golden Frieza is not the one that's on this tier list, so hey. And it doesn't even last that long, and it puts you in a huge, risky situation once it runs out. So I guess don't let it run out, huh? Anyway. Gogeta Blue! Even through everything, he's still a very good character. I don't like fighting him. I don't like fighting any of the blue hair characters in this game. But he's got good mix. He's got great zoning. He doesn't need any assists. He's a great anchor. I think his combos are really easy to do, which sucks because they're so easy to do that everybody can do them, which leads to you seeing the exact same Gogeta Blue combo every time you fight a Gogeta Blue player. It's always going to be 2M, 5M at the very start of the match. And if you block that, you gotta do something about the command grab that he's going to hit you with. Just be prepared for those things, and you'll probably do really well against Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. But when you're using him, the tools he has at his disposal, especially having a level 5, he's just kind of a menace, you know? He's just kind of a menace. And as you play the game, you'll start to notice there's a certain trend amongst people that play blue-haired characters. But, you know, we'll talk about that later if you want me to. Also, I see y'all showing up. Make yourselves known in chat, bro. Do not be shy. Anyway. Adult Gohan! Man, I wish I could put you higher. Only thing about Adult Gohan is he cannot do any of his cool things. He does not have good mix. He does not have good pressure. He does not have good combo strings or block strings or any of that stuff until you level him up. But when you level him up, his controls change, just like Frieza. So he takes even more work to learn how to use, and it makes him kind of inaccessible to players for a while. I've been playing Dragon Ball FighterZ for well over a year and a half. That's how much time I have playing the game, I guess. But I still don't know how to use Adult Gohan. And I've labbed him for hours and hours and hours. Still don't know how to use him. If he were a bit more accessible to players, I'd say he's better. I just don't think that his tools are that great until he hits like level 5 at least. But that also costs 5 bars of meter, which you could use for a level 1, a level 1, and a level 3, which in most combo situations would kill your opponent. So what's better, going for killing an opponent or going for the potential to be able to execute slightly better, more stylish, more effective combos? Take the kill or do you take the potential? A lot of times, you just take the kill. And that's what makes Gohan not quite so good. Now, Tohan, on the other hand, Teen Gohan, one of the best characters in the game. But he's another one of those characters that just everybody does the exact same thing. His auto combo, absolutely lethal. His air, his anti-air, everything he has is just so obnoxious. But it is also kind of easy to deal with if you know what you're expecting. You can just predict what most Teen Gohan players are going to do, anticipate it, handle it when it comes. But the thing is, you have to be patient, and it's just hard to be patient when you're playing against Tohan. If you let him get a little bit of momentum, he's going to steamroll your entire team. Give me one moment. I will return. I don't know why, but I just suddenly got mega congested. But I'm living. For now, at least. Trying to see if I can move a little bit faster. Gohan. I mean, at one point, yeah. Goku Black. I can finally say he's A tier. because he has access to all the same tools that Goku Blue does, but slightly better mix. He gets a second super dash off of his dive kick, so he can super dash twice, which is a huge deal. Personally, I have not found a way to consistently implement that in my combos, but people have, and it's huge. It's a huge deal. And so that's good for them, I suppose. I just haven't figured it out yet. But his command grab is like the only thing that makes me want to say that he's not good. But they fixed his God Slicer. He's got great air tools. He's got great mix. I think Goku Black is finally a well-rounded character that's viable, casuals and in tournaments. And it just took 3 years of the game being out to get there. The rat. You know? Goku GT is just a slightly better version of base Goku, but he's only better if you know how to Spirit Bomb combo. Because if you're really good with GT Goku, you can combo in a Spirit Bomb and then combo out a Spirit Bomb. But a lot of people don't know how to do that because you don't need to do it, because you don't need GT Goku anymore. All of his tools, they're also on base Goku. His pressure, his mix, his anti-air, all that stuff, his air control. Base Goku has it, and it's better. Oh, base Goku has a better Spirit Bomb. Just everything that you would gain from playing GT, you get from playing this guy. Which is why I'm going to put him up here. I think base Goku's top 5 in the game. So I'm actually going to put him. Like I said, he's got great mix, great tools. And since they gave him the ability to do his dive kick in neutral, like without actually setting it up, he's even more dangerous. His 2M is super fast, and his overhead is super fast, and his command grab is super fast. His EX elbow is a great way to bait out a challenge or bait out a mash. There's just, if you're up against an anchor base Goku, jump and block, actually, because the first thing they're going to do is Kaioken. And if you get grabbed by that second hit of the Kaioken, that's a tough situation. Or they might just skip to Kamehamehaing for the 40% damage. It's a toss-up, and you're probably going to lose. Just be prepared for Kaioken. Do not get hit with a 2M by base Goku if he's an anchor. You're going to get Spirit Bombed and killed. He has so much going on. So much going on that makes him so dangerous. Just don't let him hit you. That's how you beat base Goku. Don't let him hit you. Blue Goku, I would put in S if it weren't for the fact that Goku Black is just about as good as he is now. The thing about Goku Blue players, they all think they're so clever. If you're fighting Goku Blue, just block. Block, and then when he goes to do the 1-inch punch, mash, and if he does instant transmission, 2H. Goku Blue players always undo themselves. Doesn't matter how good the character is, every Goku Blue player that you run into online will do something that you can exploit. They might do EX shoulder in the air, which you could also punish. They have so many great tools that they don't know how to use. Dive kick can be 2-waste. Everything Goku Blue does can be punished if used recklessly, which all Goku Blue players do. You know what? Because of that, you're going in B, bud. Super Saiyan Goku, very well-rounded character, very accessible, great combos, good range. His zoning's not that good, but he has good tools. He's got the Tatsu. He's got the overhead thing that he does. I don't have any complaints about Goku. He's great as an anchor. He can maintain corner really well off of his super, which is an important thing to be able to do. Got Green Oki. He's got double supers, which is nice. He's just a great character. No complaints about Super Saiyan Goku. Now, what the fuck? UI Goku. Top 5 characters in the game as well. All it really comes down to is just knowing how to use his tools and where to use them. Don't 6H round start unless your opponent gives you a reason to think that they're going to do something that you have to counter. But they could also be baiting that to get you to pop up close to them so they can smack you in the face. You know? Don't throw out the counter super in the middle of a block string. They might be anticipating it. They'll trigger it, and then they'll smack you in the face. You know? Don't UI tech out of nowhere, because they might be anticipating it, and they'll smack you in the face. UI Goku and Goku Blue have a lot in common, wherein their players will get themselves in trouble a lot more often than what the character is actually capable of will. However, UI Goku is capable of a lot more. He's a lot better by himself, and he's a lot better with assists. I made so many UI Goku comebacks that I didn't think I was going to be able to, just because the character is good at so many things. He's just, I don't know, he's just a really good all-around character. He's not as good as he was when he first launched, but he is still very good. Gotenks, also S tier. I know, it's a bit of a surprise, but great neutral, great zoning, great pressure, great Oki, great air control, great anti-air. He's just so hard to do anything against. And he's so oppressive. And it doesn't even matter if he makes a mistake or overextends, because he can just keep doing the punches. You'll eventually get hit. There's no punishing Gotenks because he can always protect himself. Hit is a character that I used to think was OP, but you can use his best tools against him. The only real way for Hit to be able to do anything to you is from a distance, or if he's in the air. Because his air counter is really good. And his how to block this type shit, where he pops up behind you and he knees you if you try to do anything to him. Or the one where he just like, where the air just hits you, stuff like that. That's really good, but if you're anticipating it, it's basically worthless. Hit was a lot better in seasons 1 and 2 from what I hear. I wasn't there for that. The way the game has functioned since Hit got there, he feels outdated. His pressure's not that good. His mix would be better if it weren't for the fact that he only really has 2 mix tools, and you could see them all coming. Unfortunately, he's just not capable of enough that makes him unique, that makes him viable. Janemba, on the other hand, holy shit. You can't zone him because he'll counter it. You can't zone him because he'll stomp you in the face. You can't get close because he could teleport. You can't fight him from a distance because he'll just ki blast you from all over the place. Like, his assist makes you block towards him, which is like, the game just works a little bit differently when Janemba's on the field. Now, his combos are trickier to pull off, but he rewards patience and dedication. I think Janemba is very easily one of the better characters to pick up and play, even if you are a newcomer. I think his pick rate is so low that most of your opponents will not know what to do against him. All you got to do is put in an hour or 2 in the lab, learning how to play Janemba, and you will start climbing the ranks, especially if you learn how to use him as an effective anchor. He's good with assists, but you need to learn how to use him by himself. Jiren would have been S, but he's actually B, because outside of his counter, which was nerfed very heavily, he has no tools. All you have to do is just bait a Jiren player to get a little antsy, and then boom. Boom, they're all yours. They're all yours. His combos are whack. He really has no mix. He has no pressure. The only thing that a Jiren player can do is try to outwit you. But if you're smarter than that Jiren player, even if you're not better at the game, if you're smarter than them, you'll beat them. Kefla. Really, outside of her overheads, she has nothing. Everything that she does, except for her 1 overhead attack and her 6H, are lows. So if you block low and then block high, when she does the front flip to punch you in the head, she just melts. She just melts. She's a really ineffective anchor. She's also just not that effective even with assist. She's just not. She offers nothing to the game that you can't get from Vegito, which is unfortunate because Kefla's a cool character, but at the end of all of it, she's just not good. She's fun to play. I have played her a lot. I like her, but Kid Buu, another top 5 character. All I'm gonna say about Boo is that Boo players eat glue. They chew glue sticks. They drink liquid glue. They just ingest glue and crayons and chalk. They're all the same, and it always works. I want to put Krillin low A, but I'm gonna put him high B because they took away his best combo route by changing the timing of one of his moves. But Senzu Bean is still really helpful. Rock is a really good way to lock down your opponent from full screen. He has one of the best post-vanish combos in the game, if not the best post-vanish combo in the game. He just doesn't have enough tools to mix anymore. If you're prepared for After Image, you can usually do pretty well against a Krillin player. You know what? I'm going to put him in A because Solar Flare is still really good. You can't Super Dash Krillin because he will Solar Flare. And if you get Solar Flared, oh well. Fat Boo! There's a misconception that Fat Boo's good because people don't play him. The thing is, if you play Fat Boo, you'll beat most people because they don't know what to do against Fat Boo. But he has no pressure. He has no pressure. He has no mix. He just has nothing special. Fuck it. Wouldn't see. He has nothing special to offer the roster. Roshi. I want to say he's one of the best characters in the game because good Roshi players always beat me. It has a lot to do with his very unorthodox playstyle. He's hard to block against because it's really hard to anticipate what he's going to do. A lot of S. Yeah, we'll get there. Well, the thing is, most characters and fighters are really good. Like, that's why I said there's nobody lower than a C in Dragon Ball FighterZ. But I kind of wish this was a more specific tier list where we had like S plus and S. Because S plus would only have 5 characters in it. You know? You know what, actually, because they nerfed Roshi's DP, I'm going to put him down in A. Because that was one of his best tools. And he doesn't really have access to it anymore. And without it, it is a little bit easier to block against him. But still, if you get opened up, you're probably going to die. His combos last 45 minutes and they do a lot of damage. Nappa! Just like Fat Boo, I only lose to Nappa players because I don't know what Nappa can do. But there's a reason you'll never see a pro player playing Nappa. It's because his only tools are Ground Smash and Cyberman. And if you're prepared for Cyberman and Ground Smash, there's nothing he can do. He doesn't have any air combos that are good. He doesn't have any good corner carries. He has no neutral outside of the Cyberman. Like, he's not threatening like a lot of other characters are. Piccolo, IA. I know that players like Hook Gang God and other people like him make Piccolo look like he's an S tier character. Piccolo is not an S tier character. He just gets played by a lot of S tier players. But Demon Elbow, Counter, Hell Zone, stuff like that, it's standard fighting game stuff. It's how you get Oki. It's whatever. Piccolo doesn't impress me with his moveset. He impresses me with what high level players are able to bring out of him. He has a lot of potential to be a great character, but with what he has in the game and what all the other characters in the game have, there's better. Super Baby 2, I would love to put him in S, but all of his zoning really comes down to just normal Ki Blasts. And normal Ki Blasts can be super dashed. And yes, you can use that to your advantage. You can try to bait somebody into super dashing and you can punish it. But if they're expecting you to do that, they're going to super dash at a time where you can't do anything and you're going to lose that exchange. The Ape level 3 is cool and everything, but it's really unviable unless you do it raw as a counter. But people can anticipate that. It's like all of Baby's best tools don't work against experienced players. Which sucks. Well, that's just the nature of the character. Next. Ten Shinhan. Bones are cool. Probably Beam does a lot of damage. Volleyball Fist is cool. He's not impressive. He's not any better than Krillin, which sucks because in anime I think he's better than Krillin, but Trunksu. Page of Future. Great. Shining Slash. Great. Asenko, great. 6M, great. Everything else, terrible. Terrible. He's only good up close. His air combos are, eh. You have to put so much time into Trunks just to get his regular air combo to work. Otherwise, you will not get sliding knockdown. And without sliding knockdown, you can't end your combo with a super. And without being able to end your combos with a super, you're leaving a lot of damage on the table. The longer you let your opponent live, the more likely it is that they'll be able to do something. And when you're playing Trunks, unless you are a Trunks player, you're going to be leaving your opponents alive a lot longer than you really want to be. Vegeta Blue. All you have is Big Bang. Nothing else. Super Saiyan Vegeta, though. Great zoning, great air pressure, blah. Same stuff I've been saying about every other character. I'm not even going to describe them anymore. Base Vegeta. Holy shit. He's so hard to block. So hard to block. He's so hard to approach. So hard to devise a game plan against. He does what he wants. They nerfed Rocket Kick. It's invulnerable on frame 9 now. I don't give a shit. React to it. What's the visual difference between frame 5 and frame 9? I don't know. Vegito. You were S. But I don't know, there's just something about the way he operates in Season 3.5 that rubs me the wrong way. He's still got a great auto combo. He's still really hard to beat in neutral. He does a shit ton of damage. He's got great air control. He's got great air combos. But there's just something about him that doesn't flow like it used to. I don't even know what to say. Now, Videl is not a bad character, but she's the worst character in the game because she's missing one one crucial thing that every other character in the game has, and that's a reflect. If you're not familiar with what reflecting is, if you hold back special, your character will do a SWAT type thing that will like negate attacks, except for grabs. And if you do it well, if you time it well, and if you space it well, you open your opponent up to be vulnerable to a great combo. But it can also be baited out because if you do it and there was nothing to reflect, you leave yourself wide open to get comboed in turn. It's a good tool to have. It can get you out of a lot of bad situations, but it can also get you into a lot of bad situations itself. Videl doesn't have that because the character in the show is not capable of just receiving a full power blast from a character and knocking it away. And I get it. It's the same reason Roshi does not have a super dash in the game, because Roshi cannot fly. But it's not cute, because what she has instead of a reflect is a spot dodge. So she steps out of the way of one attack and steps right back into the line of fire. Everybody else's reflect can be spammed, or it can reflect multiple attacks back to back. Videl spot dodges, returns into the line of fire, and has a cooldown before she can dodge again. If you have a character like Vegito or a Kefla who have more than one hit, in the first hit of their auto combo, you press square once, they hit you more than once, Videl's worthless. Videl dodges one hit, comes back, and starts getting beat up. See, you can't use spot dodge to take your turn back the way that you can use reflect to take your turn back. It can be done. It can be done if timed just perfectly, but that's a whole different level of practicing Videl that you have to do in order for her to be useful in the slightest. And that I just don't think it's worth the time sink. Yamcha, you're a B. You would have been an A, but they nerfed the shit out of Wolf Fang. He's still got good mix, good zoning, good pressure, but he also leaves himself really vulnerable by using his main abilities, so that's tough. Zamasu. And they worked on you hard, huh? Now Zamasu's actually got some of the best air combos in the game, which is interesting because he used to have some of the worst. He still doesn't have great mix or great pressure, but like what a lot of players of this game say, Zamasu has a hard time hitting you, but once he hits you, you die. Which is true. His combos are very easy to execute, very easy to extend. They do a shit ton of damage, and his level 3 is really good. So Zamasu gets a solid A spot, and you already know. You already know. Gogeta 4 might not be top 5 in the game, but he's very easily top 10. How many people do I have up here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only want 10 characters up in S. Can I sec? Shit. 2, 3. Okay. All right. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta has some of the best pressure, some of the best mix, some of the worst zoning, but he also has an attack that insta kills you. He's one of 2 characters in the game that has that. And it's a lot easier for him to pull it off than it is for Android 16. He's got great damage, very easy to execute combos, but also very tricky combo routes that you can use to get corner carries. He's a great anchor, works great with the team. He's perfect in every aspect. He helped me a lot in getting from Pride Trooper to God of Destruction. So, now that I've got all the characters in their tiers, let's go ahead and arrange them. Now, deciding the top 5 characters in the game is difficult. Here's what I know for sure. You know, it's already the way that I want it to be. No, that's not true. Why is my shit lagging? Okay. What the fuck is going on? Alright. Here's what I know about the top 5. It's these 5. It's Android 21, Kid Buu, Base Vegeta, UI Goku, and Teen Gohan. You can put those 5 in any order that you want because I think depending on the day, depending on the player, and depending on the team, any of these characters could be the best character in the game, and I would not argue with you. You could say it's Teen Gohan, I'd be like, sure. Say it's Kid Buu, sure. UI Goku, sure. Base Vegeta, sure. Android 21, sure. But I feel the most confident in saying that 21 is the best character in the game. Hold on. So, bottom 5. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? Why? I'm not doing all this shit again. Thank you. Any day now. No. Whenever you feel like it. Is my internet dying? Just whenever it starts to work, fine by me. Anyway, I'm satisfied with S. I think. Make her fucking sick. Out of memory. I mean, I'm out of memory. Am I out of memory? I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway. I'm happy with the way that S is arranged. Let's do A. What I will say right now about A is that Super Broly is the best A tier character. And I might say Krillin is the worst A tier. Now the particulars here in the A tier are going to be a little difficult to map out. Let me work this out silently and then see if I can explain my reasoning out. I think that's fair. Um, I think that's a fair way to set up the A tier. It was very tough, as you could probably tell. But B tier, none of this shit matters, honestly. Who's the best B tier character? I guess Blue Vegeta. I'd say, yeah, you know that seems accurate to me actually. No, Jiren's better than Hit, ever so slightly. And C tier, 18's the best C tier, and Videl's the worst C tier. That's my Dragon Ball FighterZ tier list for you. All 43 characters ranked. Best character in the game, Android 21. Worst character in the game, Videl. As far as where every character goes in between those two, I don't care. I do not care. Now, what I'm interested in is this wish list for Fighter Season 4. I spoke too soon. Why would some of these characters even get added? I'm only gonna focus on the Arxis Please here because there are some characters that are not in Dragon Ball FighterZ that desperately need to be there. But I would like to discuss a couple of characters that I see here that I don't understand the point. What difference is GT Trunks gonna make? What does that do for anybody? What do you need Kid Trunks for? What do you need Goten for? Gotenks is in the game. What's Super Vegito gonna do? What difference does he make? All of his moves are on Vegito Blue. And more. Future Gohan, what's the point? Hachiak? Who the fuck put Hachiak on here? Oh man, I'm so glad Android 14. Holy shit. The trio de Dangerous. Mercenary Tao. Zarbon. Dodoria. Give me King Piccolo. I rock with that. What good is Adult Goten? You know, like, I just don't understand the thought process behind some of these inclusions. Majin Vegeta, I don't think is really different enough from Super Saiyan Vegeta to warrant an inclusion in the game, but that does not mean that I don't want to see him. I absolutely want to see Majin Vegeta in the game. Buhan, yes, because we do not have any Super Buu representation in Dragon Ball FighterZ whatsoever. It would be so easy to just put some Gotenks moves and some Gohan moves on Super Buu here, and then boom, you got Buu. What the hell do you need Super Saiyan 3 Goku for from from Fusion Reborn? What? Dabura? Sure, I would like a fully Sword Boy team in the game. And if you're not going to do Dabura, then you know who you need is Tapion. Now, the tricky thing about Tapion, he doesn't actually do anything. He doesn't have any attacks. He doesn't have any moves. But there are games in the past that were able to get around that and put him in and give him a fine moveset. Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I don't like to praise Xenoverse or give it credit for anything, but I can't deny that he's in the game and he looks like a lot of fun. I've never played Xenoverse 2 and I'm never going to, but you know. I'm not totally against the idea of Bojack and Android 13 going into the game, but I gotta tell you, they're nowhere near my priority. Tell you who is my priority though. Where is he? Super Saiyan 4 Goku. We have the character model. And I get it. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is able to do a lot of the same things that Super Saiyan 4 Goku is. Here's the thing though. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta does not have a beam. So we still do not have representation of the final shine or the times 10 Kamehameha. And the only way we're going to get the final shine is you put Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta in the game too. I know Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta does not spend nearly as much time on screen as Super Saiyan 4 Goku does. He does not have as many fights as Super Saiyan 4 Goku does. He does not have as many attacks as Super Saiyan 4 Goku does. But they have to go in together. Super Saiyan, like base Goku and Vegeta went in together, Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta went in together, and Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta went in together. So you have to do Super Saiyan 4 for both of them if you're going to do one. To that end, I know this is going to be dumb for a lot of people, but I want to see Super Saiyan God Goku. You know? I want to see Super Saiyan God Goku. I don't know why Vegeta's not on here if we have fucking this nigga from GT. No point in adding Turles. But yeah, I would like to see him. Speaking of niggas from GT, Omega Shenron. Come on. Yes, we have Super Baby, but we also have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And what good is Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta without the guy he fought? You know, we have Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, and he could turn Super Saiyan for the dramatic finishing of Janemba. So we have that version of Gogeta plus Janemba plus Super Broly, the guys that Gogeta fought. But we don't have the guy that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta fought. We also only have one of the guys that Vegito fought. Get this guy in the game. Who else? Who else? Super 17. I'm into the idea. I am into the idea of having Super 17 in the game. I think that if you're gonna put Omega Shenron in the game, you should go ahead and get Super 17 because then he would be the last villain from GT to include. But I'm not gonna lose sleep if they don't put him in the game. Now. Oh, there he is. There's Super Saiyan God Vegeta. Shit. Oh my. UI sign Goku Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta. SSBE Vegeta. I don't really care. God of Destruction Topo. Sure. But Raditz needs to be in the game more than anybody. Think about it. We have base Vegeta, we have Nappa, we have the Ginyu Force, we have Frieza, we have Cooler, we have Janemba, we have Broly, the other Broly, we have Beerus, we have Hit, we have Jiren, we have Zamasu. We have two different versions of Boo. We have Cell. We have every major antagonist or villain from the moment that Raditz arrived on Earth, except for Raditz. Raditz is the conduit for Dragon Ball fans to the greater Dragon Ball world. If it were not for Raditz arriving on Earth, what would the word Saiyan mean? There wouldn't be a Super Saiyan. There wouldn't be Frieza. There wouldn't be Cell or Boo or any of that stuff. Anything that Dragon Ball is associated with at this point in time is because Raditz came and changed everything. Suddenly, Goku was an alien. Suddenly, Goku was sent to Earth to conquer it. Suddenly, Goku has to constantly fight his inner evil nature. Suddenly, Gohan has the potential to be the strongest person in the universe. All of this because Raditz came to Earth. But he's not in the game. I'm so tired of that. I know a lot of people don't care that much about him, but I have always loved Raditz. I think he represents something huge for the story, and I'm tired of him not being in the game. I'm tired of him not getting the appreciation and recognition that he deserves. You know, I mean, you got niggas out here whose favorite Dragon Ball villain is Dodoria, Zarbon, Kui, Apule. You know, Goldo, Jace, Birder, Raccoon, like, oh, Pui Pui, Yakon, Cell Jr., you know? But I can't have my Cell representation. Cell, Raditz. There's a character model for Goldo in the game. Not Raditz. I don't know. Something about that just don't sit right with me. That's just how I feel. But yeah, those are the only characters that I really want to be added to the game. So we have here are all the characters that I want in the game. I'll do descending order if you'd like. There. The character that I want the most is Raditz. The character that I want the least is Super Saiyan. What the hell is he called? God of Destruction Toppo. And there you go. Anybody in between is kind of interchangeable, but Super Saiyan 4 Goku is definitely top 5 characters that need to be added to the game. There's absolutely no way in hell that we get all these characters unless there's a second game. Like, I would say... it stops here. At most, I could feasibly see 6 characters post Android 21 getting added to the game. No more than that, though. Why is nobody speaking in chat, bro? Am I valid or not? It's all good. I'm not gonna be live that much longer. I gotta get ready to go to. I gotta get ready to work tomorrow. All right. Well, thanks for rocking with your boy. I probably will go back to playing Dragon Ball FighterZ very soon. On the topic of coming back to games that I used to play, Friday Night Funkin'. I don't know if there's been any word on the full ass game, but I've seen some pretty cool mods since I stopped playing. Like, I saw like a Cartoon Network one that I want to check out. There's also a few that I've seen that are absolute memes that I might consider playing. But you know, if we're being totally honest, beating the full Tricky mod, it kind of it encapsulated everything that I ever really wanted to do in Friday Night Funkin'. Is it the hardest mod out there? Probably not. Right? Like the Shaggy mod. Like, there's mods that are designed to be way harder. Like I did the map mod, but I didn't like it because it wasn't exactly designed to be a difficult mod. The chart was not hard in and of itself. It was just difficult because there was no pattern to anything. There was no identifiable pattern at all. Song didn't even have a pattern. It was just, you know what I mean? So as far as mods that are difficult while also being fair, that's about the peak of what I wanted to accomplish. Like, fair challenge in video games is totally fine by me. And if I see something that I believe that I can accomplish, I will go after it. And I won't stop until I get it. However, if a game is just difficult because it's bullshit, that's not fun for me. So that's why I haven't done a lot of the mods that I've seen out there. That's why I'm not interested in 11 keys against Shaggy. I'm not interested in the Luigi mod, stuff like that. Like I want to have fun. But there's a couple of mods that were pretty normal I didn't get around to. Like I did Witty, which was also pretty tough, but I never got around to a Gotti. I never did Tabby. So I got to get back to those. There's a couple mods that I also just didn't do on screen, like mid-fight masses, because I hated that. The song is cool. I don't remember what it's called. The do. That song's pretty cool. But it wasn't fun. It was not fun. But yeah, I'm gonna come back to Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'm gonna come back to Friday Night Funkin', and we'll kick it like we did over the summer last year.